Hello, greetings, this is Gilles Monsieur. I wanted to come and say hello, to wish you a good day. We are moving into this very powerful period of eclipses, and so for now we have 5 major planet retrogrades, such as Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, Jupiter, and Mars. So those are 5 major planets that are retrograding, and then on the 5th of July we're gonna have Chiron, who's gonna retrograde. For Chiron, when it retrogrades, it becomes 10 times more powerful. A bit like Neptune. When Neptune retrogrades, it becomes even more powerful because planets are, when they're moving forward, they activate the path of life before us, but when they're moving retrograde, they're moving towards the inside of us in order to rewind, to retune, to refine all those aspects of ourselves. And so in many sense, when Neptune or Chiron move retrograde, since they are already esoterical internal planets, they become a lot more powerful. And then Mercury is going to retrograde in July, so do not be surprised if because of all those retrogrades there may be some electronic breakdowns, solar winds, and so on. For we have this powerful eclipse on the 12th. It's a solar eclipse, so it is in Cancer, so it will be turned toward home and family, and there's potential for great activation. All the planets that we have within the water signs will be activated if they fall within the degrees of the eclipse, and so there will be a great deal of activation. And then on the 26th of July, we'll have a lunar eclipse, which will, before the galactic new year, it will be a closing, a ending, a healing, releasing past traumas in order to allow those eclipses to be transformative as much as possible. Well, I hope you enjoyed those times. I'm going to pull out a few cards from the Akash to see what should do a chakra reading with those cards. So I'm going to pull out for the 7 major main chakras and the soul, Earth star and the soul star. For at the root of the base, we have the art. So it is all this creativity that is coming through, that is emerging. So we have to move within this grace. This for arts were given to us to refine the quality of our life. They have no practical function except for architecture, but painting, sculpture, music, dance, poetry, cinema is just pure entertainment. It's to make our life better. For architecture does have practical function, but in ancient times the arts, medicine was an art, piloting boats across the ocean was an art. Everything was considered an art was just meaning a know-how, something. So but the arts are they're coming very strong, and so we want to let ourselves be to use the arts to improve the quality of our life. What we see in our navel, what controls the earth plane and the astral plane, and is this authoritative figure of authority. It means we have to be sovereign within ourselves. We have to have a clear view of the situation. We should not be in doubts of ourselves, and to renounce any other form of authority except our own heart, our own consciousness. For there is no need. We have to reconsider all kinds of old beliefs that we've been taught in order to find our own authority in relationship to all the things of our life. What we see in our solar plexus, always envision a bright sunshine that can move between the solar plexus and the heart. As you breathe, it becomes the oxygen, makes it brighter all the time. And here so it is a power center. Here we have Egypt, so it is about this great pyramid of Egypt. I think I'm going to be doing some archaeology in the future. There is a few treasures that have come into my mind that are not necessarily in Egypt, but there is a number of treasures that are quite amazingly that have not yet been discovered. So I don't know how this will happen. But Egypt, in a sense, is the keys is the knowledge of eternal wisdom. It can be revealed in the Kibalion, or the Emerald Tablet of Thought. If you want to know more about this eternal wisdom, you listen to or read the Emerald Tablet of Thought. There is a great deal of memory in relationship to that, and we all had many lives in Egypt. What we see in our heart, eventually we want to be surrounded by the love that comes from our heart. All our chakras will be immersed within that light, within that emerald light of the heart, the emerald heart. Is the farm. So the farm is the ability to nourish ourselves. It's about to be independent. It's about being self-secure. It's just to be whole. And so this is really what's coming up in the heart. In terms of the 5th chakra, which is ruled by Chiron. that we share with our I am presence that stands between the heart and the fifth chakra in the sacred heart of the thymus. Here we have, which is also what we communicate, we speak of community, we speak of a loving bond, family, community. The idea of community life in the past lives, we all have lived in communities where when there is enlightened communities, everything functions, everybody's doing what they're doing and everybody's serving the whole as in the function that they're doing, but there is no need for life can be simple and practical in communities once we resolve all our little problems that we have today, but we will eventually become one community, one global community. Each culture will be it's part of the infinite diversity. Every culture has something to bring to that collective picture of the human community. We came here to be part of that human community, to be integrated within that human community beyond race, border, ideas, religion, or whatever, sex or whatever, gender. So what we see in our third eye, in the sixth chakra, those 6 and 7 chakra are always very important when you read cards in that fashion. And here we have the scribe, l'écrivain. So I'm gonna put my book in English soon. I see that coming. First book in English. I'm gonna finish the translation, and then I'm gonna propose it. There is a lot of wisdom. It's a little book. It's only 77 pages, but it answers 3 important philosophical questions: where do we come from, who we are, and where we are going. So it is an important book. I will put it online very soon and publish it, and we'll travel the world to discuss it and expand it for those knowledge about those trees of wisdom will have to continue to grow for many generations. Those things that we initiate today in terms of anchoring the light, the higher light, the love, the unity of understanding it will continue to grow and expand throughout many generations. And on the crown chakra, which is opening ourselves to the higher planes, we have transport. So it's about being pulling out all those wagons of we are pulling out all those wagons. We are force in motion. It is the energy of industry, of progress, of communication. It is all that. So it is about helping, assisting society to move forward with whatever inspiration we get. And on the earth star chakra, which is what connects us to the ground, to the earth, to the Mother Earth, to this field of matter, as well as we have this field of light above us. And here we have the navels. So it's about remembering those lives where we lived on the sea. It's about moving forward in the exploration. It is about courage. It's about exploration. It is about being in connection with the elements of the ocean and to explore, to discover new ground, new level. And what we see on top of us is a card that's always difficult to handle. It's called unshared love or non-reciprocated love. For sometimes we meet a soulmate that is very close to our soul, but instead of being a good partner, it is somebody that only reflects our imperfection and is not really here to. Those people that could be soulmates could also be here to activate all kinds of push all our buttons so that we can align with higher level of ourselves. And so they are catalysts for growth, but they are not always perfect loving mates. There is the story of Apollon and Daphne. Daphne was this beautiful goddess, and Apollon fell in love with her, but once Apollon made a joke about Eros, as he was not a very good archer, and so Eros didn't like that very much. So at this time of the meeting, he pulled a golden arrow in the heart of Apollon, and he pulled a lead arrow in the heart of Daphne. And so no matter what Apollon, no matter how charming, he's the most charming person, but no matter what, he could never get her interested on any level. And so she would run to escape him, and eventually she turned into a tree by her father. Father was a river, and so she turned into a tree. The laurels, and the gods convinced her as a tree to let the love of Apollon in. So that means that sometimes if we ask for a relationship, or ask to fall in love, ask that the love be reciprocated. Or if you do not ask that, you just ask to fall in love. You may fall in love with somebody who does not really is not sensitive to that. But so it is part of the life process so it is this kind of love that is not reciprocated. eventually we'll turn into the Mars for that. Once this is resolved, we'll find the Mars, we'll find the energy of this. So it's about healing all those past traumas, also all those rejection in the past, and in order to reconnect to this Cancer Mother energy that will be coming into. Through this moon. Well, I hope this reading was interesting. The card for today from the archangels are the two of Michael. It says everything would be easier if you would make a decision. Do not ask yourself too many questions. Find a compromise. So sometimes there is time to think and there is time to act. So sometimes, although there is this retrograde phase, this retrograde will tell us what it is we need to do, what decision we need to make in order to progress forward. Well, I hope you have an excellent day and excellent times that is coming with those amazing eclipses. I wanted to. The painting behind me is part of two paintings. It's the most figurative painting I've probably ever painted. Not figurative, but the less conceptual painting. It is a star map. It's a portrait of the sky, of the northern sky, and I have another one of the southern sky. And so I really enjoy them. I wanted to finish with a little invocation, a mantra, because I can't really sing. My voice is a little. So this mantra is painted on that painting. So the painting says, "I am that I am. That I am Gilles Mansillon." And the invocation, it's an invocation you can repeat to yourself. It will activate the flow of abundance within yourself. It says, "I am fulfilled and given all that I wish. In gratitude, I know this feeling of joy, bliss, and happiness is eternal, as I am always given light, life, and love." So if you can repeat this invocation to yourself, you will activate, "I am fulfilled and given all that I wish. In gratitude, I know that this feeling of joy, bliss, and happiness is eternal, as I am always given life, love, and light." So it is light, life, and love. So it doesn't matter, but you understand the essence. So the more you repeat that, the more you find yourself in gratitude and contentment in the absolute abundance of your being. Life will have to mirror that, and the flows of abundance will be ignited. So I hope this was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.